Good, bright and beautiful Monday afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Garden State Weather, New Jersey and the Northern Mid-Atlantic region's weather news portal. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith with the afternoon and evening edition of our daily video forecast discussion for this beautiful Monday, the 8th of March, 2021. Start things out this afternoon with this picture. This is the low-level water vapor channel. Look at all the dry air here across the Northern Mid-Atlantic area here. And this is a warm front now beginning to develop across the Great Plains here. And it's pushing this storm system in from the west too. This is in the southern branch and polar branch as well. And there is going to be probably nothing going on here for the next several days except warmer temperatures. We'll get into that in a moment. Let's turn on the visible channel here. We can do this. And this is a warm front coming through the area with broken cloud cover. Across the region, mostly sunny skies across the New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area. A few puffy clouds here around Florida. And here is our next storm system across the plains, getting into the Rockies and out into the plains here. Take a look at the composite radar. This is all the radar showing up, if we can do this. There's not really much going on here right now. The radar is not picking up much in the way of precipitation here anywhere across the country. A few showers around the lakes here, but nothing of consequence. You'd have to go all the way out to the west coast here to find any kind of measurable precipitation, and even that looks light in echoes. Shortly after 3 o'clock this afternoon, Lower Alloways Creek is at 47 degrees. Woodbine 47 in southern Jersey here, 46 at Sicklerville. Mannington Township at 46, the chillier spots, Pittstown, New Jersey at 39, Wantage at 38, and High Point Monument at 35. Other temperatures, if we pull this up now, yes, other temperatures are running in the upper 30s here across High Point, the low in the mid 40s across the rest of the area, and that probably is going to be around where the maximum temperatures are for this afternoon, again showing the upper 30s and low and mid 40s just right on cue for the afternoon hours. Our minimum temperatures this morning, if we can pull this up, our minimum temperatures this morning, it was quite chilly under clear skies and light winds. 14 at High Point at the Monument, 9 degrees this morning at Sandyston, and also in Walpack. Other temperatures generally in the upper teens and low and mid 20s for lows this morning. And of course, along the immediate coastlines, that's where everything was a little warmer, holding into the 20s. Yes, indeed. Wind speeds rather light today and this afternoon with mixing of the atmosphere temperature. Wind speeds generally running under 10 miles per hour on average, and the wind gusts probably noted as being about the same. Again, about 10 to 15 miles per hour. National hazards on the west coast here from Seattle all the way down to around Tijuana here. We have small craft advisories in effect until 3 a.m. Wednesday morning. Over interior portions of Los Angeles or California here, we're in a storm watch, believe it or not, in effect from Tuesday afternoon through Wednesday evening. This is very interesting. And this is for the Central Sierra, the North Kings River, the Sequoia Kings, and Lake Isabella counties. From Tuesday afternoon through Wednesday evening, plan on travel difficulties with slick-covered roadways and becoming passable or closed. Roads that remain open will require tire chains. So that's very interesting to see this at this time of the year, but it's not unusual. And in Nevada here, ports of Nevada, we have basically a special weather statement for gusty winds, periods of snow through this week, and also a wind advisory. A wind advisory from 10 a.m. this morning until 7 this evening, and also winter weather returns this week with a special weather statement for that. So, and again, finding this into Phoenix as well, or just north of Phoenix in Arizona here, and parts of Utah. And parts of Montana and Idaho, we have winter weather advisories from 5 o'clock this afternoon until 11 a.m. Tuesday, Mountain Standard Time. Across Wyoming, the same kind of situation. Basically, we're looking at a winter storm watch in effect from tonight, Tuesday night rather, through Wednesday afternoon. Across Colorado and across other areas here, let's see if we can get into this. It's not showing up. Let's see, we have red flag warnings. That's what these are in Colorado and also in Kansas from 11 this morning until 7 p.m. this evening for gusty winds, low relative humidities as well, parts of New Mexico as well. Some flooding again on the Mississippi River here, as we can see from Indiana all the way down to Louisiana. And we have some small craft advisories here on the east coast of Florida, and that is in effect from 4 a.m. Until 4 a.m. on Tuesday morning. Here over the Carolinas, what is this? It's a freeze warning in effect from 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. on Tuesday. Go figure. Beautiful weather today across the mid-Atlantic states, all the way into the Ohio River Valley, down in through Texas, and offshore here into Florida, as high pressure is cresting over the Tennessee River Valley this afternoon, with another lobe of high pressure here over just getting into Maine this afternoon. And some of the cloud cover that you're seeing on the satellite imagery this afternoon across the Great Lakes into western New York and portions of Pennsylvania, these are high mid-level clouds as a warm front develops across this area. And here is our new storm system coming in to the west coast and also over the plains, getting out of the Rockies and the southwest deserts this afternoon into the plains as we head into the next 24 hours. Let's take a look at the charts this afternoon. Once again, beautiful weather here on the east coast, and we've got that new storm coming into the upper high plains here, and that is going to be moving into an area that's going to be favorable for some measurable snow. And it's two parts, one in southern stream here, another low south of the Aleutian Islands, bringing a lot of rain and flooding potential here. Thunderstorm chances also hatched in the reds here across portions of the immediate west coast, Seattle and Washington proper, and northern California offshore. And then that rain just comes in now as that storm is deepening into northern California. Snow in the mountains here in the Intermountain West. Dry weather conditions, a weak backdoor cold front coming through here tomorrow morning. No precipitation associated with that. And then the warm air begins to come in. The front actually dissolves over the northern mid-Atlantic, and then a warm surge begins to come in during the morning hours on Wednesday, and that warm front moves through the area by Thursday morning ahead of a cold front, the one that's out here with the storm system now, and that comes through on Friday with the prefrontal trough, and there could be some convection. Most of the convection would be over the southern plains. This is an area where the Storm Prediction Center is going to be monitoring for severe weather during Friday. By Saturday, the front clears, high pressure comes in. Notice, though, its orientation is more of a west to east based flow rather than an Arctic flow, so it's more Pacific energy, more Pacific origin than Arctic. It will get colder and drier over the weekend as we head into early next week, and this looks a little bit overdone here. I'm not sure what to make of this just yet. From the winter weather desk here at the Weather Prediction Center, if we can just dial this down a little bit on the screen, about a 10 to 20% chance probable for today. Tomorrow, again, basically in the Sierra Mountains here in California, Sierra Mountains, and that continues during the day on Thursday. Day 4, which is Friday, again, portions of the Midwest here, nothing too significant, and then here comes more winter weather again, with higher probabilities across Colorado and portions of the Central Plains here, and that spreads east into the weekend. Of course, the Weather Prediction Center is issuing this here for the Central Plains throughout the forecast period. After a stretch of pleasantly mild temperatures from the Rockies to the Midwest early on, wintry weather returns the second half of the week and into the upcoming weekend. Heavy snow accumulations are possible across portions of the Intermountain West and the Great Plains. New Jersey, New York, Philly, I-95 regional here. That's where the temperatures are for today, and that's where they have been, so that looks good. Big jump up in temperatures tomorrow under southwesterly winds. Temperatures Tuesday afternoon in the upper 50s to around 60 degrees. A few spots in the Delaware River area getting into the lower 60s, the I-95 corridor as well. Backdoor cold front. This looks like on Wednesday, and that's why temperatures are tempered down right along the immediate coast, as we explained yesterday with the water temperatures being cool at this time of the year. This is completely normal. But this signature here looks like a backdoor cold front to me. And that means the temperatures in the Connecticut River Valley will only get into the 50s, while temperatures over interior northeastern New Jersey, central and southern New Jersey, the I-95 corridor, Philadelphia, all the way down through the Delmarva into the 60s. So a 10-degree temperature spread here. That gets washed away as we head into Thursday. Again, right along the immediate South Shore, North Shore of Long Island, Jersey coast, that's where the temperatures are probably going to be cooler. With a west wind, temperatures are going to downslope, and temperatures inland get into the 60s across all of the areas. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the urban areas here get close to 70 degrees on Thursday. And that temperature regime holds true again on Friday, pretty much. And then that's when the cold front, the showers come through, and it's a big drop in temperatures again into the upper 40s and low and mid 50s on Saturday. And that trend in coolness continues, again, slightly below normal in the 40s across the region on Sunday. So we're starting off at about 2 or 3 degrees below normal in the temperatures for today. We're rising up 13 degrees above where they should be tomorrow, which is interesting. By the time we get into Wednesday, temperatures are about 10 to 15, 16, 17 degrees above normal, especially in the I-95 corridor here. That looks lovely. Thursday, look at this. Nearly 20 degrees above normal for temperatures, excepting the coastlines, again, of southern Connecticut, Long Island, the North Shore, South Shore, and the coast of New Jersey, naturally. Friday, 16, 15, 17 degrees over the interior above normal for this time of the year, and then everything just falls below that again on Saturday. We're just a couple of degrees above normal, and by the time we get into, I think this would be Sunday, if we can get here. Sunday, we're running about 5 degrees below average. So there you go. Teleconnections with that upper low weakening now over Nova Scotia. There's high pressure in control and a positive NAO signature showing up through the middle of March and pretty much through the mid to the late part of March as well on all model guidance here. So we know that there's not going to be any kind of strong blocking going on to support any kind of major winter storm here. Also, the same thing in the Arctic oscillation in the all the models now. Very highly positive state here by the 11th and the 12th of March, and also into the end of March. This again does not support Arctic intrusions and coastal storms along the East Coast, rather a zonal flow. The EPO again is all over the place. And this means a very pretty active weather pattern for the West Coast, but not so necessarily the East Coast. And if the PNA, well, again, if you really wanted a storm along the East Coast, this signature should be up here, not here. Fresh in the European model guidance from this morning's 12Z run. Again, here's convergence and confluence over the northern mid-Atlantic. And here comes that new storm system into the Intermountain West and then eventually into the West Coast. And then that dives south through California into the plains. It cuts off. Notice the zonal flow here. Notice the difference between this structure here and this structure here. This is a cutoff flow here, and this is a west to east based flow here. Very little positive vorticity advection through the period here as we head into Sunday. So not really the cold shock coming in, but I'm not seeing anything that looks very interesting here other than the cold air over the weekend. And that even that is evacuating very quickly under a convergent flow as this upper level low across the Colorado Rockies gets into the Central Plains, and another low in the polar branch here dives into the west coast of California, of the northwest coast here. So this looks interesting. Bunch of cutoff lows here and zonal flow with a southwest flow aloft here. Very little positive vorticity advection, so not much going on here, but that would be here. And that's why the weather is going to turn like that this week there, but not so much here. Pretty calm, and again, a very confluent and convergent flow across the mid-Atlantic. And notice the high pressure here over the Bahamas won't give way in a La Nina state, pumping up warm air again over the top. So off the European model guidance for the next 10 days, this is what things look like. A very active pattern across the west, but not so much the east, with our high pressure in control. And then that cold front comes through and draws warmer air into it as we head into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But even that front begins to die off as the polar branch separates from the southern branch just a little bit. And we're just left with some shower activity around the region on Friday afternoon and Saturday morning as that front slips to the south and then kind of hangs out there and dissolves. High pressure builds in across the region. Here's our big snowstorm now coming into the plains and rain on the front side. Snow wrapping around to the north and to the west of this system here. So this looks interesting. And again, this storm system coming into the Pacific Northwest coast looks interesting as well. Again, nothing going on along the east coast. And as that low and looks like these two lows want to kind of combine here, getting up into the central plains. We're under a warm regime here. Look, 1024 millibar high southwesterly flow here as we head into Tuesday. So any cold air that comes in over the weekend here is going to be short-lived at best. And then a warming trend again by next week. And again, a couple of frontal passages, warm front, cold front, occluded front. Everything stalls out and more rain comes back into the picture here as we head into the 17th, which is St. Patrick's Day next Wednesday. Yeah, looks like it could be raining around here, or at least showering around here at that time. Not a lot of rainfall. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. And over the next week, through the next 7 days, actually, the Ohio River Valley area here, the Missouri and Arklatex area here, this area here is the highest in the precipitation. Notice very little precipitation here across all of the East Coast, excepting even portions of southern Florida, and of course offshore and the West Coast and the mountain areas here in California where the snow is going to come down in the mountains and rain along the coast, and the Intermountain West as well. But this is the focal point for heavy precipitation over the next 7 days. Not here and not here. 6 to 10 day temperatures from the 14th through the 18th here. It's slightly cooler along the East Coast here, with the exceptions of the Carolinas. Very warm and abnormally warm here in Alabama and Georgia and portions of Florida, northern and central and southern Florida, obviously. Here's the heart of the cold air with those storms coming in for that period here across the central plains and across the west coast as well. The 8 to 14, again, most of the cold air anomalous to where it should be will be located in the central plains here into the southeast or southern plains here, and warmer than normal here across Florida, which has been an ongoing theme. 6 to 10 day precipitation, well, it's going to be active, but from the 14th through the 18th, but more so across this area here, and there could be some heavy-duty shower and thunderstorm activity that would warrant some watches and warnings here during that period. Abnormally dry weather here in the yellows and browns. 8 to 14 from the 16th through the 22nd, slightly wetter than average across portions of the East Coast and into Florida, and abnormally dry across the northern plains, the central plains, and the southern plains as well. So we're about 12 days away from spring, which the equinox is on the 20th here of March. So, you know, we're about 12 days away now from that. That looks good. Birds are perching here on the tree limbs as the wind is blowing lightly, and there's budding. So, you know, tomorrow and the next day we'll take a look at the phenology of the leaf index coming up for this season and where that is located right now. Obviously, it's in the southern states, but we'll take a look at that tomorrow in the video forecast discussion. And so for everything live, it's GardenStateWeather.com, GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith. You have a beautiful, beautiful rest of this Monday. I'm going to get outside. Yeah, I've been inside here and there during the day. Also had a great massage today too, which is a wonderful thing. And now I'm going to go outside. Ciao, ciao.